Namaste and hello everyone. My name is Hemavati and I am into Tantra and Hatha Yoga for a couple of years. And I am here now having a wonderful discussion with my beloved teacher, a Tantric Yogini, Yogita ji. Hi, Yogita ji.
Hi, nice to see you. Thank you, Hemavati, for hosting me for this interview. What is the
Thank you
topic
for your
for
time.
today? You're welcome.
And I am very curious to know more about Orgasmic Woman in Tantra. What does it contain, this huge topic? I know it's a huge topic, but to be more specific, I would like to ask about desire, sexual desire, and sexual energy that is very much needed in this world of Tantra. But we women have so many duties and so much stress nowadays. And women even think, okay, it all sounds wonderful, but when I come home after a whole day and I have to attend to my children and to household and to do all the stuff, and then I come to my bedroom at night and I don't feel any desire anymore. I'm not in the mood. I don't have the energy. So what's
Yes,
your advice? What would you advise us to do?
yes. So I think in a way you answered the question in your question already, because what I believe and what I've seen again and again is that the problem is not that there's no sexual desire. The problem is that there's so much distraction, so much
Mm,
stress, so much being in the functioning, get things done mode, and not having time, not making the time for myself, for my body, for relaxing. Yeah, you said
mm,
it's very much needed in Tantra, the sexual desire, but the sexual desire is, in a way, the desire for life. When a woman is orgasmic, it means she's fully present in her body. She can let go of all those guards and all this to-do list and just relax, drop everything, let go of this control and this accomplishment mode, and
mm-hmm,
then there is the space for that.
mm.
Make sense?
Yes, amazing. That's true because we do all those things and then we expect our bodies to be like just to hit the button and then be full of desire and switch into the orgasmic mode. So
Yeah,
how to
exactly.
combine those two modes?
Yeah. So first of all, in the Tantra massage that I offer for women, I help women, first of all, to prioritize their well being. First of all, just by
Mm,
taking time for yourself, for committing, taking the time to make an appointment just for you, that you don't need to take care about the children or the house or the husband or the dog or the work or whatever. You just take time for yourself. You prioritize your well being. Yes. And exactly like you said, women get to the end of the day and then there's the expectation that something juicy will happen, but she's so depleted and so tired. And because of all the stress, what she wants is just to relax, maybe if she has energy to read a book or to scroll on the phone a little bit and collapse. So prioritize mean that also in your intimate life with your partner, your boyfriend, your husband, whatever is the nature of this relationship, you make time for it. You plan it. Yeah, you don't just say, okay, let's see when I'm in the mood, or let's go with the flow, or like the normal situation that people wait for the end of the day when they go in the bed. But when you go in the bed at the end of the day, you actually need to sleep and rest.
true.
And when we talk about sexuality, especially when we come from the point of view of the tantric lifestyle, we come with awareness, with presence, with enthusiasm to discover something, to awaken what you call before the sexual energy, the orgasm, the desire. When we are flat and we are tired, is less likely to happen. So I suggest exactly as the woman plan to go to the gym or to go to the yoga class or to meet a friend in a cafe or to do whatever it is, because it's important for her. She plans it. In the same way, plan time for yourself and your partner together. make it important. Don't wait till something is urgent and then it's too late because there's so much frustration and pain and sadness and disappointment. Do it before it's too late. Make time for yourself, for your intimacy, and for sure, not when you're tired. Actually, I would suggest wake up early in the morning or make time in the weekend, at least once a week when you have more free time, and make sure that it happens in a relaxed way. Because when you do it in the fast mode energy, then you don't have time to really drop into the body, to relax and to enjoy.
That's true. And you mentioned that you're doing tantra massages, and that's very inquiring. So I would like to ask how these massages help to reconnect to the body and how to awaken this sexual desire and the sexual energy. How does it work?
Wow, that's an amazing question. I'm sure everybody would like to know that. So first of all, just to say that for each woman is different. So I'm going to answer a general reply, but for each woman is different. Yes, because each woman has her own story, her own blockages, her own limitations, her own opening. Yes, and also the same woman in different times can be different. So that's one mistake that many people have. They expect a routine, like
Yeah.
buttons, like you said, you do this and this is the result. You do it. It's a very Germanic approach, straight line. No, but the woman is like this. The feminine energy is like flowing, moving. You don't do one thing and expect a certain result. So that's like as a side note, important for me to tell you that I have a certain approach. I have a certain, let's say, structure for the Tantra massage session. And at the same time, there's a lot of freedom and a lot of spontaneity of things that happen during the massage itself. Yeah, but still, the one thing that is in common for everyone is that I guide the woman to drop from her thinking mind to the feeling mind. So instead of using the mind in a way to distract herself from feeling the body, to go through the to-do list and what do this is, to go into the body. So when I touch, I ask the woman, how does it feel when I touch here? How does it feel when I touch here? Yes, in
Hmm.
different ways. And I invite, it's not like I need to know how it feels for her, because often I can tell how it feels. It's like an invitation for her to be present more and more in her body again and again and again, because the tendency is to drift away,
Hmm.
especially in some cases of trauma and abuse that was discussed in another video. It's not the topic for today, but there's a very much tendency for women to go out of the body because of certain pain that they have experienced in the past, or because of fear of being too much connected and then losing the connection. Yeah, so this whole thing of not being present in the body is a constant problem that many women confront because of the stress and also because of many, many different reasons. So during the massage, again and again, I bring her awareness and her attention back into the body, and not just with the touch, also with certain breathing techniques, certain making sound. Because you didn't say, because you're humble, but you're opera singer, and you know how important it is when you sing, your whole body is vibrating,
True.
right?
Yeah.
So in the
Yes.
same way, they say like the mouth and the yoni are connected. Even there are pictures that shows how the vocal cords and the yoni, the vagina, have very similar structure. So when I express myself, make sound on purpose, not because I have pleasure. I use the sound as an instrument to feel more into my body and to relax more. Yes.
Wow.
And finally, I cannot tell you all the secrets, but one more thing that I do like to let's say to expose and to reveal is that during the massage, I also guide a woman to create certain story that is new, like new belief system. If until
Hmm.
now she felt, I don't know, I'm too fat or I'm too skinny, I don't like my body, I'm too much like this, I'm not enough like that, each one and their criticism and their limiting beliefs about herself, and even to the level of I am not good enough, I'm not worthy of love, or all that stuff. we create a new story, a new belief system while the body is being touched.
Wow.
And this is some of the ways that the Tantra massage can help to go more into the body, to slow down and to tune into and use that energy to create a new belief system.
That sounds wonderful, because my next question would have been, uh, when we have these blockages that we might feel the desire, we might true energy, but in our own narrative and worthy of pleasure. So you just answered that it's this technique of creating new patterns, and that is fascinating and absolutely worthwhile to explore. And I
Yes.
have read and I have heard also that tantra massages um, have another wonderful benefit, which is like feeling more alive and being more energized. Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yes, absolutely. You remind me actually that there was something I wanted to say before, and I was distracted by the other thoughts. You said that the sexual energy is needed in Tantra, but actually, sexual energy is the life energy. And when you awaken it and you tap more and more into your pleasure, it's the energy of life that is awakened in you. And
Mm-hmm.
then you feel alive in all the fields, and suddenly there's creativity that is manifested in different levels, in different fields. There are many women that report, oh, I am blocked, I'm not able to feel this and that. And then, okay, they come for a Tantra massage. Many people call it yoni massage, but I prefer to say Tantra because it's not only the yoni being touched, the vagina, but the whole body. And the yoni is connected to the rest of the body. And then the interesting thing is that they report after, suddenly I was more creative. If it's with art or with music or some projects in the working environment, suddenly there was openness because this energy that is located in our pelvic area is Mother Nature. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a reason why it's Mother Nature, not Father Nature. Yeah. So the female body, the feminine body is connected to the earth, connected to the creation. Yeah. And then
Mm-hmm.
when I awaken that energy within my body, no matter what is my age, I awaken it, I become creative in other fields of my life, and then I'm more alive. That's the paradox, because women say, oh, I'm so tired, I don't want to have sex. No, but actually, if you have sex, you will get awaken up, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we
Mm-hmm.
know very well, you and me, especially before we got to meet tantric men, is that the normal men, God bless them, they simply didn't learn, nobody educated them, but they come very fast. They
Yes.
ejaculate quickly, or they're too hurry up, like too much in a hurry to go for the penetration, and they don't give the woman the time that she needs to really relax into her body, to feel safe, to feel relaxed, to really feel her whole body vibrate. Yes. And then the woman doesn't want this because it doesn't give her energy. It's depleting even more. When the woman learn, and about this with the men, I have another podcast that people can listen about the male sexuality and all those secrets. But when the man learns how to do that and is really present with the woman, and he's not there to take from her, but he's there to give her, to really be there present for her. And of course, the more he give her, the more he receive from her. Yeah, it's a magic circle of giving and
Mm-hmm.
receiving. Then the woman is so alive. I'm telling you, after some love making or tantra, deep tantric yoni massage, I cannot sleep. I'm vibrating, buzzing. And the good sign is that I just want to meditate. It's like, like people feel stoned usually after drugs or something like this. You feel stoned naturally simply because you awaken all that energy. And, for some people could be energy sounds a little bit subtle or strange. Just think even about the biology, the physiology in the body, all the hormones that are being released in pleasure. And when it lasts long time, long time, long time, then there's more and more and more, and you really go high. You can relate to this because you have some experience with the tantric sexuality.
Yes, you actually get high on that energy, and you ride the wave long after that act is over, but the energy is still like circulating. And that actually leads me to another question. When you mentioned that men tend to be very fast, so we have another means like going to a tantra massage, or uh, the self pleasuring is also a method how we can evoke this energy. But can you elaborate more on this topic, how the woman can help herself to get these energies into motion and to play with it on her own? Do you also
Yes.
teach that during the massage?
Yes, absolutely. That's very, very important. And it is related to the topic of feeling desirable. You know, many women complain, I don't feel desired. He doesn't desire me. And then
Mm-hmm.
my first question is, do you desire yourself? What is the relationship that you have with your body? Yeah, that you have with your vagina, with your breast, with your lips. Like, do you touch yourself? Do you caress yourself? Do you take care of your body more than just quickly shower, I'm doing whatever it is? Like, really take the time. So it's connected immediately, because how can I expect someone else to desire me when I don't desire myself? You know, it's
True.
very common. We say, what
Yes.
I hold inside, what I feel, see, and think inside, that is what I see outside. Yeah, the world is mirroring me. We know this, like from the law of resonance, and what you give is what you get. As you sow, so you reap. The common, we didn't invent this. Yeah, so in the same way, when the woman start doing self-pleasuring, just simple touching in different way that I teach the woman, then she start discovering in which way she can feel more into her body, feel the desire, not because a man is there touching her or desiring her, because she feels simply her body in a way, like, yeah, discovering the different magic points that when you press on them, something happens. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's very, very important. I teach the woman how to create a new relationship with her body. Yes. And how to feel more desire, to awaken her orgasmic potential, her sexual energy. I touch different points inside the vagina that is called the orgasmic points. And in each point, there's a different sensations. And I invite the woman, feel it. How does it feel? Stay with the sensations. Then I tell her many times, take your finger and touch yourself there, and I guide her. When she's ready, of course, I never touch inside when the woman is not ready, and not straight away at the beginning. There's a whole preparation phase, but this is one way where it can happen. And you know what? It doesn't have to be inside the vagina, the yoni, as we call her. It can be on the breast, on the lips, on the face. It doesn't have to be like just the genitals. Yeah, the whole body of the woman is like a huge vagina, you know, a huge temple, that every organ, when you touch in a certain way, with a certain intention and focus and presence, and of course with a lot of compassion and patience, not rushing, then suddenly, wow, I can have orgasm on my lips. Like, ah, you know, like what's happening? So being quite detached and let go of expectations of what a sexual desire should look like or feel like. This is very important. And this is something that I guide very much in the massage for the woman. Be open to feel everything, not just, expect one thing. Oh, I want a G-spot orgasm. No, 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 no. I want whatever is there. And maybe the G-spot orgasm will come, but we are not chasing after it. Because
Mm-hmm.
again, the chasing is like in the lifestyle, chase job, kids, work, household, ta, 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 and then it's stress. And also reaching the orgasm is another something on the to-do list. And there's no relaxation and no connection to your body. So that's very, very important to awaken your desire with self-pleasuring, something that I start to teach in the massage, and I give the woman homework, what to do at home. There's certain devices that I recommend, not vibrator, by the way. There's different devices like the yoni egg and the thera wand, like is a certain stick that the woman can insert by herself and massage herself inside, even just breast massage, different kind of touches in the whole body that I teach. And of course, letting go of this expectation of chasing and trying to reach an orgasm rather than being present in the moment and see what may come.
Wonderful. Like
Long
just
answer, but yes.
well, yeah, it was a very vast question actually, and I have one last question, which might intrigue the women who are listening to us. Sometimes sexual intercourse feels like a chore. Sometimes it's like, okay, I am married or I am in a relationship. I am supposed to please my husband, even if I don't feel like, or even if it's not bringing me that much joy, or as at the beginning, for example. How can we rewire this view? How can we rewire our own mind to look at sex as something wonderful and enjoyable? And what would your tips be?
Okay, that's really in a good way triggering question, because it can go to many different directions. So first of all, it's an initiation. When I meet a woman, I guide her in a certain way, and it's not just the touch or the energy, it's just being in my presence. I transmit something to the woman, and it's not something that she doesn't have. It's something that she's not aware of. So it's not
Hmm.
okay. Oh, I'm not a magician. Maybe I am a magician in some ways, but it's not like I'm coming and I'm putting something like giving in, like putting it in the body of the woman. I show her how to open the gate to see and feel and experience what she already has inside her.
Hmm.
Yes, so the answer is sex is wonderful, or else there would not be so much you know, how to say, a lot of interest in that. Even I would say obsession. There's a lot of obsession around sexuality, right?
True.
Also, many people think that Tantra is just about sex, but we know that sex is the instrument, is not the goal. Is the instrument that takes us to the divine, to the expansion, to happiness, to peace, and to fulfillment and feeling alive and all the other good things that we can think of. So, how to really feel that sex is wonderful and to live it and to want it is very important, because if you have sex, and let's say sex is not just this, okay, the penetration movement is any intimacy with the man, being intimate, being exposed, being touched, open up to feel your sexual energy. Doesn't have to be with penetration, okay? First of all, let go of that expectation and that definition that many people hold so tightly. Yes. And then secondly, to think about, wait, if I like it, it's not a chore,
Hmm.
right? Think about something that you like to do. An example, there's something that you like to do, Hemavati,
I love
that you
to
do
sing.
regularly. What do you like?
I love to sing.
Sing. Very good. It's a good example. Do you ever need to force yourself to sing?
No.
No, because it's like, it's your soul expressing herself through that action of singing. So the moment this shift happened, and when I have sex, I feel that I'm fulfilled and I'm expressing my soul, and I feel so all the good things that we described before. I feel alive and I feel elevated, and my heart is open and I'm expanded and I'm connected to the infinite, and all this ecstasy that comes. You don't need to force me to that. It's not a chore. Yeah. So if the woman feel, and it's important, I'm not judging the woman, I'm just saying, like, to give like a compass to see where I am. If as a woman I feel I don't want to really have sex or to be intimate with my husband, but he's expecting it and it's been a while that we haven't done it, okay, let's just do it.
Mm.
Let me tell you a secret that is not so secret, no, but if you ask the man if it makes him happy, the answer is no.
Yes.
Because no man
Yeah.
wants that the woman is giving him a favor. Okay, And of course,
Mm-hmm.
it takes two to tango. The moment the man is really there present, want to give, want to spoil, to give her pleasure, then the woman will not feel it's a chore. So of course, I'm now trying to educate women, but at the same time, on the other side, the men need to get educated and to train themselves and to slow down and to learn, really learn, observe how to pleasure a woman. Yes, it was amazing synchronicity today. I had a man watching me giving a massage to another woman to learn because he want to see what is possible.
Mm-hmm.
Something that was never exposed to. Yes, of course the man need to do his part. But now I'm talking to the women. When a woman wants to be orgasmic and want to be desirable, she cannot expect the man to do it for her, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
when you want to sing, it's like, hey, yeah, you sing. No, you need to sing because it's your body, it's your voice. No, so in a way, how can I expect like someone has to give me all this pleasure when I don't touch myself? And even more extreme to tell you, Hemavati, could be that you're not so much encountering this, but many women, not only they don't love their body, they hate their body. They abuse their body in many different ways. You can think about many different ways how women abuse their body. Yes. And
Mm-hmm.
then I hate my body. I don't like this. I suppress my energy in this way. Emotionally, mentally, could be with diet, could be with other things that I do that are very, not to mention smoking, alcohol, drinking, like some like really even physical abuse that some women do, consciously or unconsciously. Yeah, so the moment you like really love your body and you treat your body like precious jewel, like you will not want uh, to just throw it away. You want to really take a good care. And then you learn more and more to feel, and you start feeling more and more, and you realize, wow, actually, this makes me feel very, very pleasant, very good. I am much more creative. I'm much more happy. I'm much more fulfilled in many different aspects of life. And then I would like more of it, right? When you feel, usually when something feels good, we want more of it, right? It's
Yes.
natural. Yes. So this is something. And also, I would suggest to, but wait, maybe let's hear you if you have something to comment about this before I say the next point about that.
No, just one. I said the one last. I had the last question, but one last question came up, so I will ask you after you finish.
Okay. Okay. So another way to change our approach that sex is not just for pleasure. Sex is for living. You know, sex, let's say now I say sex, but we refer to it any intimate thing that involves awakening sexual energy and sexual desire. If you look at sex as a basic need of your body, of your heart, and your soul, then it's not anymore a chore, right? Like think about it. Many people go jogging or go to the gym or do yoga classes or whatever because they feel it's good for them. The whole day looks differently when you do some physical activity in the morning, right? It's very well known that like what you do in the morning change the whole day. But
Yes.
let's say forget it. Let's say some people don't like to do exercises and they don't do all this like all those jazz. No, do you shower every day? Okay, maybe some people don't shower every day. Do you do you eat every day? Most probably yes. Do you drink every day? Yes. Uh, Most probably you brush your teeth at least once every day, right? And do you breathe every day? The answer is yes, 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 yes. As long as you are alive in this very body, you need to drink, to eat, to breathe, of course, to sleep. Yes. The more advanced also need to take shower to feel clean. So why not, seriously, I'm asking, why not look at sexuality in the same glasses, in the same filter? Sex is for well-being, is for being healthy, it's for being happy. It's not just because now my husband is expecting this or my boyfriend, or I have to do it because I am committed to that. No, actually, it's good for me. And by the way, there have been lots of researchers that have proven many, many times that people who are more sexually active regularly, they're more healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And for us, I'm sorry to say, it sounds maybe superficial, but women who's orgasming on a regular basis, she's more happy, she's more relaxed. So
Yes.
all the men, in case you are listening to this interview, orgasmic wife, happy life, so you want a happy life. All the men, they want peace. And they think they buy a lot of gifts and give a lot of money. You don't make women happy with your money and all the material gifts, maybe to a certain degree, to a certain limit, but with good sexual pleasure, showing her that she's desirable, guiding her, encouraging her to take care of her body, to be happy in her body, to really enjoy, to wake up this juice that exists. All women have this potential. All the women, even those who think, oh, I'm frigid, that no, 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 no. You don't enjoy the sex because it was not done correctly, not
Mm.
because you are not made for sex. Yeah, could be that you have blockages. I discover it during the massage. Physical, energetical, emotional, mental. This is the whole idea that is not just a physical massage. When I meet the woman, it's a holistic approach that we touch all the bodies, physical, the energetic. We see what is the story, what is the emotions that are there, what are the belief system, the thoughts, and we address all of that. And through the awakening of the sexual energy, healing all this, creating a new story and finding those pleasurable points. And with yoga, because you do hatha yoga and focusing on the chakras and the energy, wherever the mind focus
Goes.
and goal, the energy follows, right? So if I focus again and again and again on the nipple or on the ear, on the lip, or on the lower lips in the vagina, the more I will feel, and the more the orgasm, that is basically a very high peak of pleasure, will come. And could be that, I don't know if you plan to ask about it, but many women ask about full body orgasm. And
Exactly. Yes,
right,
exactly.
because
That was my last question
yes,
about it.
great. Okay, I like to ask it, but it's just because I was like already like my thought went there. But
I
yeah,
see we
I
are
give you the pleasure to ask me the last question, and I can drink a little sip and take a break.
I see how wonderfully we are connected in the mind and in the thought process. So yes, exactly. You were talking about orgasm and pleasure and having orgasm just touching your lips, but we are so used to having just one type of orgasm that is on the clitoris. Uh, but in Tantra and Tantric sexuality, we know about many more types of orgasms. And can you explain more how these orgasms feel in the body? What are they, and how they are manifesting in our system? And how do you, in which way are you working in your massages? What orgasms are you evoking?
Wow, that's the answer is yes and no. I can answer not now because it will take us another 2 hours, and it was not the plan for today. But I will answer just shortly, and the rest will follow, as we say, especially for the women who come for the private sessions. Um, First of all, the bad news is that many women don't orgasm at all.
Mm.
The last thing I have heard, I know it's all the time changing, is like about 50%. Like every 2 women that you see, one of them never orgasm in her life. Those
Wow.
that do orgasm, exactly what you said, they experience the clitoral orgasm. Yes, and the clitoris is a little organ that is sticking outside of our body. Of course, they know now that there are different parts of the clitoris that is inside the body. That's why there's so much pleasure there. But the point is that in Tantra and in this kind of massages, I recommend the women to start feeling more inside, internally, inside the vagina, because when we go there inside and then the energy awakening, then it's more easy to rise it up, because that's
Mm.
what we try to do in Tantra. Instead of keeping the energy down, 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 we awaken it and what is called sublime it, flash it
Mm-hmm.
upwards. And then only can we open our heart, we can enhance our mental concentration, we can elevate our consciousness. So that's why on the spiritual level. In Tantra, it is advised to go deep inside, not just say outside and superficial. On the more physiological level and psychological level, I can tell you that many women don't even go inside the vagina because they're afraid. They
Mm.
don't know, like they think, oh, I can hurt myself, or maybe it's too hard. And even I've had like many women who gave birth. When you give birth, it's a big opening. Gynecologists that didn't know that you can have a cervical uterus orgasm. That you
Wow.
can go so deep inside and experience such a deep orgasmic sensations that is not staying physically in that location. It's expanding the whole body and the energy is spreading and rising. And that's what makes it into a full body orgasm. Yes, like
Amazing.
it's not just a local. And the problem with the clitoral orgasm is that it's very, very fast and it's very external. It's very difficult to hold the energy inside and move it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's external, it's fast, it's electric, and it's increasing the masculine energy. Because it's
Mm-hmm.
a little bit like ejaculation for men, that the man lose the energy when he ejaculates. The woman, most uh, probably, and for most women, unless they really train to do it differently, they lose the sexual energy when they orgasm with the clitoris. And then that's
Mm-hmm.
why they don't want to be touched anymore very commonly. It's reported, or they feel depleted, they have enough, they don't want to be touched. But actually, when you learn how to have the more deep internal sensations and orgasm, then it's really internally electric and radiating and spreading in the whole body. And of course, not just the physical body, but the mind and the spirit is joining.
Fantastic. It's such a big topic. We could, I'm sure, continue for hours. And with
Yeah.
your wisdom, we could learn much more. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
my
Thank you.
very last question, a very practical question is, um, so you said you're offering the tantric massages, but how do women who are listening to our interview and this talk, this discussion, how can they reach you and how can they benefit from your expertise and wisdom and skills?
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for this question that you call people for action. I appreciate that a lot. So first of all, it's good to know that I also offer online sessions, which can do a lot. People think you have to meet and you have to touch, but actually there's a lot that you can do. And I can guide the women already online how to move, how to breathe, how to touch yourself, even before we are meeting. Yes.
Mm.
And I've had recently amazing results with that. However, of course, it's nice to be touched. And we talked about massage. And this is something that I'm very happy to do as part of my path, as part of my Dharma. And the good news is that I am coming to Europe very, very soon. So the dates can be found on my website, Yogi Tantra, one word, yogitantra.com. There are the dates there, and there is the link to inquiry to send a form simply to express your interest, and me or someone from my team will get back to those who are interested.
Amazing. So all the women in Europe can be very happy and blessed by your presence in Europe. So don't forget to check out yogitantra.com. There are the places, the cities where you are planning to travel and the dates. So in yogitantra.com you can see all the necessary information and meet Yogitaji live. So thank you so much for your time and
Thank you.
for your wisdom, and thank you all who listened to our discussion, for your openness and for the love you're showing yourself by doing these activities. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Namaste. Thank you, Hemavati. All the best.